Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's your friendly face, Jeff. So, I want to talk about anger today and how long people hold on to anger, and how amazed I am how long people can hold on to anger and resentment rather than letting it go and move on with their lives. So, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but my son was gone this weekend. His friend was getting married out of the country in Toronto, and then he came back. Well, over the weekend, I wasn't even looking for what I found. I found some things that needed addressing. As a caring, loving parent, I wanted to talk to him about it because what he's doing is illegal. And yes, I did the same things when I was a young man, but that doesn't make them right. And I want to let him know what the consequences could be and what his loss could be. So I sat down and talked to him. We have it's numerous conversations over the period of like going to work, going to church, so on and so forth, and these different things. And last night it ended when he decided that he's an adult and he can do things as an adult, because I said, if you want to be an adult, then you have to make mature decisions and face the consequences, because he's 19. Well, let me tell you, the age 18 being a mature adult comes from three things in the United States. One is the average age of high school graduation. Two, military draft. And three, government voting rights. A consistent age across the board where people are old enough to govern, to vote. I'm sorry. But he decides that this magic number, all of a sudden, he goes from being a child to an adult, even though over the last 6 months, he's been really struggling with the transition of childhood into adulthood and the responsibilities and the maturity level it takes, which a lot of kids do. I did. I handled it in weird ways, but, we're not all amazing people at that age, right? So we talk it out. He's mad at me because I tell him how the rules are of the household, and they haven't changed because they've modified, but they haven't gone away because he's 19 years old. Just because he's an adult legally doesn't mean he can do, act, and behave however he wants to, with disrespect, disregard for other people's feelings, and no consideration whatsoever. He wants to respond, and I said, no, there's no response. This is not a conversation. This is me telling you how it's going to be. So he goes to bed angry. In fact, when I left for work yesterday, he was angry. So at this point, it's, 8 hours or whatever. I got up this morning, I go in, I talk to him, and I say, hey, I got to go to work. I love you. I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you later. And his response is, okay, bye. And I'm like, you're still mad. I'm not mad. I'm sad that you're still mad. And it brings up this thought of, how long are we holding on to this anger? How long is he going to hold on to this anger? How long is he going to hurt himself by holding on to this anger? There are two sayings that come to mind. Holding on to anger is like grabbing a coal from a fire and hoping the other person gets burned. And holding on to anger is like drinking the poison and hoping the other person dies. If the other person's moved on and they're not angry about the situation anymore, but you're still mad at them for whatever had happened, you're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting yourself, and then what happens is you start hurting the people around you because your attitude starts to be crappy and it affects them. Your negative mood and behavior has a negative effect on the people that you're surrounded by, whoever that may be. Your friends, your family, your partner, your coworkers, whatever it is. So I ask you, let this be a lesson in releasing anger. Why are you still angry with somebody that wronged you, or an event or something that happened between somebody you care about or care for? And how long are you going to hold on to that anger? Like, what is going to make that go away? What are you hoping for? Like, they're still angry? Because what if they're still mad too? Then what? You just continue to stay mad at each other? How is that helping either one of you? And if you say, well, they wronged me, they did this. Okay, cool. They did that. So what? Do you want to get back at them? Is that going to make it right? if you getting back at them gonna fix the problem? Like, if your anger bleeds into them and makes them angry, is that gonna make things better? No, because now whatever your relationship was is never gonna be the way that it was ever again. It's not going to be better. It's going to be worse. It's going to be messed up, and you are going to extend this and just hang on to this bitterness. And what? For what reason? So this is a long one today. I thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I want you to know you've got to find ways to release the anger, because it's not helpful for you, especially if the other person has moved on and they're done with it. You're only hurting yourself at this point. And you were made for more than being mediocre. It's time you start living like it and being mature and growing up and doing the right thing.